Hey man, how's it going?
Very, very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. You look too cool for school, man. It's very appropriate that you're in a classroom right now.
You know what? I never spent much time at school when I was supposed to be there, so coming back into this kind of environment is a weird thing for me. I
Yeah.
just avoided it like the plague. When I was a kid.
Well, think of this as like a happy detention.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. That's nice.
So, I know everyone starts off with this question. I'm going to do it anyway, but the whole. It seems like anything Apple touches, in terms of their commercial marketing,
Yeah.
the song really just takes off after. Talk to me about how huge it was for Yeah Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely surprising as well. I mean, I made that track at home, I recorded it on my computer in a very, very, it was all done in a very basic way. And it was sort of, I did that before I, even signed my record deal. So then suddenly that, 6 months, a year later, that song being picked up by Apple and being, played to people worldwide and becoming something that, millions and millions of people all around the world heard. I thought that was something fantastic and something kind of beautiful about that. I've always admired it when people can do things themselves and then, get opportunities to make that into something bigger. Yeah.
But you were living with that song for 6 years then?
6 years? No.
How long? How long did you say?
No, 6 months to a year.
6 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said 6 years, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
That's a really great payoff, though, if it was 6 years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like out of the blue, just it's on an Apple commercial.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, the thing is yeah, I always wanted to believe in the fact that you could do that. That you could make a track in your bedroom in your flat, and then it could go somewhere and become something huge like that.
Did you know I always ask this of musicians, do you know when you have like a hit, or not a hit, but do you know when you have something that's more accessible to other people, not just you, or no?
Yeah, I mean, there's just definitely there's a certain sense of that it's a song which comes across because it's in the making of it, and when you're making it and you feel that it like sticks in your mind and there's things like that, and you realize that there is some MSG in it or because it's always, I don't know, I know a lot of people write things in order to create like those hooks and stuff, and and I do that as well, but I always see that extra something, that magic as the inspiration of a piece of music, and so you do the nuts and bolts and you sit down and you write the song, and it's all actually quite mechanical and quite it's a definite process, and then that extra something where something clicks together and becomes something special. That's what I really love about music. That's why I like doing it.
Yeah, that's cool. But I mean, with the Yeah, I mean, you obviously felt that. You must have, right?
Yeah. I mean, I had no idea that it, that it would become what it became, because you never can. I think as soon as you try and plan for those kind of things, I think it becomes very difficult to do so when you're dealing with a creative enterprise.
Right, like you can't sit down and write a hit.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can. I think there are a lot of people who can.
Right.
And I have huge respect for those people. But I think that requires a lot of knowledge and understanding, and it requires actually, I think, almost sidelining the inspiration part of it and actually just coming up with a process that yields those results for you.
Yeah, that makes sense. So your style is something that kind of goes together. I mean, there's totally substance behind the style. I don't want it to seem that it's not, but style does play a big part of it. And the thing that I admire about you is you're not trying to be somebody. I can tell this is just you. This is just what you're doing.
It is. I mean, it's all very it's all very natural to me. It's all, you know, the way I dress and the way I present myself. It's all comes from what I naturally do anyway. Like, you know, the way I enjoy to dance is very much, is very instinctive. A lot of what I do is very instinctive at the moment. It's not really, although it seems that it all fits together quite a neat little sewn up package. I can see that. The way it all came about was not really with that kind of idea. It's all sort of been piecemeal, and it's all connected with threads through various parts of my life and various experiences I've had, and it also comes together to create one cohesive whole. Just wonderful, I think.
Now, I'm going to use that to segue. You did drop an EP, right? And Yeah was on there. The full length is coming out when? In April?
April 3rd, I believe.
And I mean, are they all, you know, all the songs? Can you tell me? 'Cause you know how writers or bloggers are. They just need a point of reference. So they'll be like, oh, does it all sound like Yeah? But like, in other words, I mean, does it all have a similar feel to who you are, or is it kind of a whole mixed bag?
To me, it's it all comes from the same place. I see, you know, I see myself as, I feel like I work at the recycling plant of like pop music from the last sort of 100 years. I work night shifts, you know, and I get kind of lonely, and so I sort of put things together and try and build sculptures out of it and try and put pieces together in interesting ways that inspire me and delight me. And so that process, that feeling definitely pervades the whole record. But within that, there's quite a lot of variation, because I have there's so many places that I draw from, and so many things that are different, disparate elements that I love. And, you know, I was making my record, my intention was to try and sew all these things together and create a tapestry that each element stands alone, but when together it becomes more than the sum of its parts, hopefully.